Hey there, check out this beautiful old piece of Australian history. It's an HG Premier 5 litre. And I had the task of getting this car ready for a high school formal. I only have 30 days to get this car straight and freshly painted. So I'm going to walk around and show you what we need to do. It's going to be an incredible transformation, so keep watching. Now, we simply don't have time to get this car fully restored, so taken back to bare metal and put on a rotisserie for a full body restoration. But what we can do is we can give it a good straighten up and a nice closed door respray so it's pretty and shiny for the formal. I'll flip the camera around and I'll just show you the condition of this car so you can see where it's at now to where it's going to be heading. It actually seems really good for rust. We have identified in the usual places a couple of rust bubbles that are starting, so we'll grind those out. In the lower seam of the dog leg here, that's split where there's been some repair work done in the past. Just on the underside of the beaver panel, we've just spotted a little rust hole starting there, so we're going to cut that out. The left rear lower corner, we found a bubble here. Usually on these old cars you'd find rust in the lower corners of the doors, but this one looks really good. I would say it's had a job done in the past, probably not too far ago. And they're still holding up quite well. The body itself doesn't really have any major dents, it's just ripply. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to give the car a full longboard block to try and straighten it as much as we can first with the longboard. And then if there are any exposed dents that need work, we will give them a little skim and again a block back. And then I'm going to put this car in a polyester spray bog. That's going to give us a lot of build on there to work with getting it and blocking it even straighter again. And we're not keeping these racing stripes, they're going to be gone. I have a feeling this bonnet may be sprayed in acrylic, just the way that feels and looks. It's got a very acrylic feel to it. So we may have to we're going to have to paint strip that bonnet completely to get all that acrylic paint off, because you cannot paint 2-pack over acrylic. The 2-pack will crack and move as the acrylic paint is a thermosetting paint. It will actually heat up and soften in the sun, and any 2-pack over the top won't be able to handle that, and it will crack and look horrible down the track. Now very soon I'm going to have the rear glass removed and the front screen for 2 reasons. The first reason is we've identified a little bit of rust just here, and no doubt that's going to be working its way underneath the trimming there. The front looks really good. We can't identify any rust. However, we are tasked with having the hood lining replaced. And in these old cars, you need to have the glass out to do so, because the hood lining tucks in under the glass aperture. So as you can see, this hood lining has had it. So take one last good look at it now, because very soon it's going to look nice and fresh and worthy. All right, we didn't expect to see this. There was no traces of that. That is carnage. All right, we're gonna have to grind all this back. Hopefully there is some metal still left there after that, and we don't have to replace the whole aperture. Still feels solid. So I think we can save it. Got my trusty glassies here, just removing the rear screen now. Say hello to Graham. Say hello to Sean. How are you? They just removed the front glass successfully without breaking it, so I'm loving them at the moment. And so's the owner, because he doesn't have to buy new glass. Sorry, say that again, what have they done?
They've literally tried to glue all down the side of the aperture to stop it from leaking, to try and hide all the rust.
Oh, all right. So that's just made it 10 times harder for you to get out. Oh, okay. Yeah. So this could be more challenging than the front screen.
Try and see that, that's all glue.
Oh.
Try and save the chromes.
So they've done a good job of sealing it, but made it a very challenging job to get out.
Good tile grouter.
Yeah. We're not going to take the lead out of this.
No, but
we're just going to...
No, hell no.
No, we're just going to rub it right back and give it a fresh coat of paint. Oh. Hook in, Graham, hook in.
Make sure there's garlic.
Is it sanding like acrylics on there, or? Oh, hey, nearly lost it. It's actually.
Yeah, it's like, see what
Oh
it does?
yeah, it's clogging up. It's definitely acrylic. And some bubbling up here. Let's see what is beneath. Like just all the paint and filler just sort of pulling away.
It's pulled away because it's probably put the primer on really heavy.
A lot of build up, hopefully. Down to the metal, but
Yeah, that's just peeling now.
I'd say just poor adhesion. Can't.
Well, that's a shitload of acrylic primer, I reckon.
Yeah. It's not rusty though, is it?
No,
It's just
not rusty.
just probably too much build up in that area, in that little well there, and it's just pulled away. They're glued in, are they?
You got no bolts left.
No bolts, but they're still solid. Stuck in there, urethaned in. Oh, that's going to be fun. The joys of working on classic cars. Metal paint scraper and just run it around the edges.
Yeah. Careful.
Not too worried about scratching the body, but that is just solid, whatever has glued that in. All right, when do I make the call that the tail light's staying in?
That's impressive.
It's a head scratcher, isn't it? We've just discovered that trying to take off this side mirror is a huge challenge. Right up under there, we've got two screws holding it in that are on a 45-degree angle, and we cannot get a screwdriver to it. A Z screwdriver, is it called? Okay. See about doing that later. And now Brad's refusing to leave the tail light in, and he's come up with a master plan to bang it out from the inside. Let's see if he doesn't shatter this tail light. Oh, you beauty. It just takes someone with experience, that's all. Well, 4 guys and a fully stripped HG in what, about an hour? So when it comes time to putting it back together, you got an hour, guys. As many hands makes light work. I'm motoring through this. You got that other tail light out, Lockie. Good man, good man. Moving the scuttle panels revealed. Oh, yeah, baby.
Hey, beer bog. I like beer bog. Oh, come on.
Always these lovely little surprises.
Let's have a look.
And the winner is...
Oh, you won your side.
Yeah, no, Brad's side's way worse. Find a kilo of cocaine, what'd you find? What'd you find? No? Oh, just a scalpel. Yeah, I'm hoping that crack doesn't end up in a result of the HD, where the whole C-pillar was just shaped with bog. And there are signs here that...
There's lead there.
Yeah, we'll leave all that in, the lead, but yeah, this is a bit suspect.
You got one of those fridge magnets?
Yeah. I've got a micrometer. I'm going to pop that micrometer on that C-pillar, right where that bog cracking is. We'll see if it's reading any metal there. 679. I think you've got to take it off and then put it back on in another area. Okay, so there's only 679 microns there, which is just over half a mil.
There's lead there, look at the lead.
Whoa, yeah, nearly 2 mils of lead. All right, well, we definitely don't have a repeat of the HD C-pillar. Right there, yeah.
I think it'll be all right.
Guard, see how there's a bubble just up there? Yeah. What's that saying?
1286.
1286, yeah, there's a heavy amount of filler in there. No, not all good up there. All right. The driver's door, there's something going on in the middle there, and we got... Okay. Yeah, not as bad as I thought.
Yeah. It's just ball prep away.
Yeah, just probably delamination. Oh, okay, yeah, we got 1.7 mils of bog there, 1.3, 0.6, 0.7. Okay, there's quite a bit going on through here where there's some lifting, so we may have to grind that down and redo that. Press the button there. Because this is all acrylic, including the primer, we're going to have to remove it all back to bare metal, paint strip it, so we're just checking to see how much material is on here. And we got like 0.3 of a mil. Try up around the front fascia here where you can see bog.
Yeah, see.
Okay, so over 1.5 mils. So we're going to have to invest most of our time into the bonnet and boot lid.
I think the bonnet's worse than the boot. Boot's worse.
Boot's worse than the bonnet, yeah. How straight is it otherwise? I mean, was it just ripply or just really needed a good longboard, or is there going to be quite a few dents along there to fill?
I don't know, I think my side's alright. Lockie's had the worst side, I think. Like this side here was, I don't know, I think it's pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
Lockie's side was probably the worst of it.
Yeah.
It's alright. A lot of it blocked out.
A lot of it did, yeah.
A few bits up here.
Yeah. Remember the spray bog kind of acts like a filler, like it is a filler as well, so you know, we'll load that up, and even if there's a few little wobbles and ripples, you know, you'll be surprised the spray bog will do the job. So only if it's a significant dent would we even bother filling it. So, all right, good effort. As you get it on nice and thick. We've got Byron here just brushing on paint stripper, this acrylic bonnet and boot lid. We're going to try and scrape off all the acrylic, but if there's any body fillers under there, we're going to try and leave as much of that in as we can. So we don't want this to be a huge repair job. We just want to get rid of the acrylic. So the idea of the plastic is it will trap the solvent in. We're going to leave that plastic on for at least half an hour, allow the paint stripper to do its job and bite into all that acrylic, and then he'll peel it back, and as he's peeling it back, he'll scrape it at the same time, scraping all the yucky, gooey paint onto the plastic so that we can just wrap it up and throw it in the bin at the end. Now, this is what I mean by messy. See how it just turns to a goo. You know, 2-pack flakes and it comes off quite pleasantly, whereas acrylic just melts. There's some signs of this is sort of what 2-pack does. It kind of bubbles and peels, but it's only happening in a couple of areas, mainly where the gold is. Might have been a bit of 2-pack there, but the rest of it, yeah, may have to be done twice. So we'll see how it goes, and then once we've got the bulk of it off, we'll get an 80 grit orbital sander onto it. All right, so my apprentice Byron's had about, about 4 or 5 goes at paint stripping this, and he's got it to this point. We've given it a really good buzz with 80 grit sandpaper. This is just the epoxy primer, this a Moroni stuff, and this looks like it's just a high fill primer. Here is quite a bit of bog work at this front fascia. The bog is in good condition, so I don't want to remove it all. I do want to use it, but we have now, with all the sanding we've done, misshaped it. So I'm going to take the boot lid over to the panel shop and give it to Lachlan and Troy and get them to just give it a bit of a skim and get that shape back in where it needs it, especially around here. And this body line, you can see it drops right down now. The bonnet was far better. So not a lot of body filler bogged in this. It's mainly just paint and primer. I'd say 80%, 85% all stripped off back to bare metal. A few heavier areas that we're going to leave, sanded really well, no signs of rust. So I think we can do our polyester spray bog straight over that now. We'll give the metal a good deoxidine scrub to make sure that there are no traces of surface rust, and the metal is all treated prior to doing that. So Billy, I see you've got it just about masked up, ready for poly primer. Well, a collective effort between you and Byron. Byron now just working on getting the bumper ready for primer. And here it is, all rubbed down, longboarded, blocked. A little bit more masking to do at the front yet, but we should have poly primer on this today. All right, yesterday Byron got it in poly primer. He's got 2 coats over most of it, and he's got a 3rd coat down this right side because it was the worst. It's going to need a bit more. But the Resto Finish poly primer is a minimum 2 coats and maximum 4 coats. So how's the Resto Finish poly primer blocking there, Troy?
Yeah, nice.
Blocks nice and easy, does it? Yeah. So that's just 3 coats on there, and it looks like that might be enough. The boot lid was worse. You can see Lockie's got a bit of a way to go on that, but still blocking nicely. Now I'm just going to 400 flat buzz it. I don't think there's any need to block it anymore because we already have it straight. So that's the 400 buzzing complete. I'm now going to re-guide wipe it because I'm going to give it a wet block just to get the surface profile a lot better. So I've got my bucket of fresh water. I've got a nice big hard rubber block, and I'm just going to use this to try and block full lengths at a time just to try and smoothen out any remaining ripples there. Now the final wet rub I'm doing is with 800 wet and dry. Remember, I always like to finish with 800 personally. When you're doing a clear over base metallic, I highly recommend it so you don't see any of the coarser sand scratches that might pop their heads through on that final clear coat. And there we have it, a surface I'm going to be proud to paint over. Remember, the end result is a direct reflection of your prep work. It's all about the prep. So do it right and you're going to get an outstanding finish. All right, I've got the parts in the booth. Because this is a closed door respray, I don't want to get any overspray on the undersides of the panels. So I've just run some tape around the outskirts, as you can see here, and I'm just going to drop some paper all the way around, bringing it all down. That'll keep overspray from getting underneath. Now remember, never forget to give your panels a really good wet down with wax and grease and a wipe down. Really important. Now the colour code is 567, but when I put it into my computer system, nothing's coming up, probably because it's so old and it's outdated to my system. So I had to spectro match this, and this is what I've come up with. It's extremely close, so it'll do for a closed door respray. But do you know what this colour is, what the HG greens were? They're very pearly green. Could you let me know in the comments, please? Now I just want to show you how this looks before I clear coat it. You can't really see any of the pearl and sparkle in it, but I can assure you it's very sparkly, and I can't wait till I've cleared it and we got it out in the sun. I think it's just going to pop so beautifully. Alright, so I've got 2 coats down. They're my main coats, but I'm going to put a 3rd flow coat down. For those of you that don't know, a flow coat is just another coat with extra reducer in it. So my first 2 coats had 5% reducer. My flow coat's going to have 15% reducer, and it's going to allow the clear to flow out more and just have a more glass-like finish. That's the plan anyway. Well, I couldn't wait longer. I had to drag this boot lid out into the sun and check out how awesome this green looks. Have a look at this. Yeah, I really don't know if the camera's doing it justice, but it's got a beautiful pearl through that. Nice sparkle. In the shade, it looks like a deep bottle green, but out in the sun, it really just pops vividly. Next week is going to be about getting the body completed, so you don't want to miss that. But it's Saturday afternoon and I'm done here for today, so all that's left to do is crack a beer, put your feet up. Oh, this might not be my first beer today, just quietly. All right, Billy's well underway, just about masked up. Just thought I'd show you this product we're using, just giving it a trial for the last few months. It's called spoon tape, S-P-O-O-N, or spawn tape, not sure how to pronounce it, but it's just this, it's like foam that has a sticky side, and you put it inside your jams and it stops the paint from getting through and leaves a nice soft edge, doesn't leave those hard tape lines. So the spoon tape's pretty popular so far, the boys love using it. I prefer the old Vortex. You just bend over your knee and fold the tape edge over. Yeah, so this is the way I do my rolled tape edges. Just bend that over your knee and you just pull it, and you can see it's got the soft edge here. About 3-4 mils of tape just sticks back down on itself. And then you pop that. Instead of using this stuff, you'll pop that in there, and then the paint will go under that nice little rolled tape edge. So that's the old way. I guess we've all been taught how to do it, but this is just a new product that lazy people like to use. All right, I'm happy with the prep work. It's time for top coat on the body. Ew. All right, so 3 heavy coats of clear later, and this is how it looks. It's come off the gun really nice. Got a few bits of dust, as I usually get. I rarely get a respray without a couple bits, but it is very clean. It's an easy de-nib and buff over, which will also make it look a bit flatter, buffing it back. But as you can see, nice glossy finish. It's very straight. Not going to say perfect. Nothing's ever perfect, but geez, it's a beautiful looking HG now. So. All right, I just thought I might show you what I'm doing here. I'm de-nibbing some dust out of the roof. There's a few little specks here and there, and you know, it needs to be done. So what I've got here is a little hard block there, and on the end of that I've got a piece of 2000 wet and dry sandpaper, just a little Velcro bit, goes on like that. My spray bottle of water, and I just spray, wet it up, wet the area up that I've got a bit of dust on. And then just give that a nice little flat block until that dust is gone. You can dot it with a little black marker as your guide coat, so you know when you've got it flat, but I can see it pretty clearly. You look along it, you can see that you've removed it, and that's gone now. I'll go over that with 2,500, so a finer paper again, so that way when I buff it up, it'll buff up really nice. The paint is still a little bit soft. It was only painted yesterday, so this just makes it a little bit easier to do today. Now, I don't know if you can see in the camera, but there is a little bit of dust just there. So I'm just trying to get a bit of a close-up shot of this. So I've got my 2000 hard block, and I'm just gonna give that a little circular hard press rub. Just trying to keep it to the smallest area possible. I don't want to create noticeable flat spots when I buff it. And there you go, that's completely gone now. So that little hazy sanded look, I know it looks ugly now, but when I run a buff over that, that'll shine up nicely and blend in with the rest of the car. Just while de-nibbing, I found a couple of pinholes that have poked their head through. And pinholes are just little air pockets that just get caught in the fillers. And I've just got myself a little, it's a tiny little dab brush. Let's get a little bit of the paint on there. And I'm just gonna let it just fall into the pinhole like that. I see a few there, and that will fill it in and dry back. So when I buff over it, it'll leave some of that colour in the pinhole and you won't see it. Check this out. There's the boys just fitting up the hood lining. I didn't know you guys were auto trimmers.
We're not.
We're not auto trimmers, but we're doing it anyway.
One side of the time, eh?
Brad's gone and got the pattern done from a guy he knows, and he believes he can get it up there nice, so let's see how they go. All right, so we've got this lovely tan hood lining going in to match the seats. And I thought the best thing to do, that the customer doesn't know about, that he's not paying for, we're just doing this as a courtesy, is you can see I've already half put a coat of some nice matching tan on his upper dash there. So it was white, but once that glass goes in, he'll never get to it again without taking the glass out. So we're going to just get his upper dash the same as the rest of the interior. You can see Brad's doing a great job with the roof. It looks really nice. Coming along very well. So I just got a little bit of matching base coat here. Base coat's just an acrylic. It's not very sticky, not like 2-pack. So I've just masked off around it, and I'm going to be buffing over the panels again anyway, and I don't think that the paint is going to get on them too heavily. It's, like I said, just an acrylic. It air dries almost instantly. But this is just to tie all the colour in inside, and I'll just spray a little bit of acrylic clear lacquer over that just to give it some protection. It's going to be good. I also blew a little coat over the interior light cover, and I've got a bit of just some super gloss acrylic clear. It's just to give it a bit more protection. Just a light coat. And his visors were also like a cream colour, so it would look silly to leave the visors, so they've been painted in a base coat, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of an acrylic clear overcoat just for some protection. Nothing too heavy, just needs to be light. We don't want it cracking on us. I've done this before, and as long as you just keep it light, they won't crack on you. A little bit on the dash. All right, that's all it needs. Doesn't need to be super glossy, just needs some protection on it. And now that's going to match the hood lining and the seats really nice. I thought I'd get a nice little shot of this dash before the glass goes back in. Lovely. It took all of about half an hour just to blow a little bit of base coat on it, a little bit of clear over it, acrylic clear, just to match all this lovely interior, the new hood lining. So Sean and Graham have just got the rear glass in, and they're just about to do the front glass, and from there I think we are at a point of just a final polish and sending it home. Oh, I just glass going in. I had an XB Falcon come in, super tough car, 351 for a touch up, and I was out there involved with that. XB coming in tomorrow for touch-ups. So anyway, glass is in. That's a great thing to see, because that means now all that's left to do is polish this little baby up and call up the owner and let him know he can come collect. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. I am finished. How amazing does that look? It's incredible. Well, 20 days it took. 20 days to straighten up this beautiful girl and get a nice coat of paint on her. Big effort to my team. They can't be here today because I give them 2 days break. At the end of every week, we believe in a full weekend so we can come back replenished and get back onto this sort of stuff and punch it out in good time and good quality. But just amazing. I'll do a quick walk around with you. So instantly you'll see just how much beautiful pearl is in this colour, and that sun hits it. And yes, I have added extra pearl to the original colour, which in the sun has lightened it a little, but I believe it's just throwing it a beautiful flip green. Nice little gold pearl. And then in the shade, it's got that nice dark, deep bottle green look that the original colour has. So just a little something extra. It's very close to the interior inside, just a little bit on the lighter side, but open it up and you can see the internals are just a little bit darker. But we've also done, the dash. We've done the hood lining here. We did it ourselves. My body guy, Brad, he's done a few of these before and he's done a great job. We also painted up the visors that they would match the interior colour. They were cream. And the owner's going to get rid of these door cards and put some matching door cards on, and then it will be pretty much done. A complete Sunday driver. So this car is ready for his daughter's high school formal. I hope she really enjoys turning up in this beautiful specimen. Just looks mint. And it didn't break the bank. Now, before I go, I'm going to let you know what this costs. I do get asked all the time, what does it cost to do these sort of things? And every job is different, but this particular job, a full straighten up, a few rust patches to repair, all the glass works, the hood lining and the paint job that you see just came in just under $25,000. Now, I know what you're thinking, geez, that's cheap. And for what you see, I think it is too. Anyway, I want to thank you for supporting me and following me. Please like and please stick around because I've got plenty more of this stuff to come. You take care now. Bye.